1910.30a. Fall hazards. 1910.30a1. Before any employee is exposed to a fall hazard, the employer must provide training for each employee who uses personal fall protection systems or who is required to be trained as specified elsewhere in this subpart. Employers must ensure employees are trained in the requirements of this paragraph on or before May 17, 2017. 1910.30a2. The employer must ensure that each employee is trained by a qualified person. 1910.30a3. The employer must train each employee in at least the following topics. 1910.30a3i. The nature of the fall hazards in the work area and how to recognize them. 1910.30a32. The procedures to be followed to minimize those hazards. 1910.30a33. The correct procedures for installing, inspecting, operating, maintaining, and disassembling the personal fall protection systems that the employee uses, and 1910.30a34. The correct use of personal fall protection systems and equipment specified in paragraph A1 of this section, including, but not limited to, proper hookup, anchoring and tie-off techniques and methods of equipment inspection and storage, as specified by the manufacturer. 1910.30b. Equipment hazards. 1910.30b1. The employer must train each employee on or before May 17, 2017 in the proper care, inspection, storage, and use of equipment covered by this subpart before an employee uses the equipment. 1910.30b2. The employer must train each employee who uses a dock board to properly place and secure it to prevent unintentional movement. 1910.30b3. The employer must train each employee who uses a rope descent system in proper rigging and use of the equipment in accordance with Section 1910.27. 1910.30b4. The employer must train each employee who uses a designated area in the proper setup and use of the area. 1910.30c. Retraining. The employer must retrain an employee when the employer has reason to believe the employee does not have the understanding and skill required by paragraphs A and B of this section. Situations requiring retraining include, but are not limited to, the following. 1910.30c1. When changes in the workplace render previous training obsolete or inadequate. 1910.30c2. When changes in the types of fall protection systems or equipment to be used render previous training obsolete or inadequate, or 1910.30c3. When inadequacies in an affected employee's knowledge or use of fall protection systems or equipment indicate that the employee no longer has the requisite understanding or skill necessary to use equipment or perform the job safely. 1910.30d. Training must be understandable. The employer must provide information and training to each employee in a manner that the employee understands. 39 FR 23502, June 27, 1974, as amended at 49 FR 5322, February 10, 1984, 61 FR 9227, March 7, 1996. 81 FR 82998, November 18, 2016.